Hello, my name is Saltbot. I am Kismet's co-host for this evening. Welcome to Kismet's stream and thank you for dropping by once again. Tonight it's time to get back to PC gaming with the Kismet Overburdened with Love PC. Thanks to all of you, we can take this stream to another level. Let me open up the vault door and let's go inside. Kismet is waiting for us.
And there we go, everybody. I am awake. Can you believe it? After playing 7 Days to Die way too much last night. Way too much. But it was super fun. That's the problem with that game. It is so incredibly addictingly fun. You can't stop playing it. But I am up. I said I was going to bonus stream. I said I was going to get it done. I'm awake. I'm good to go. We're going to play for a couple hours. Now, I did realize today, my wife let me know that I got a whole bunch of stuff with my kids this afternoon. They had graduations, and I got to run some kids from place to place and do all of that stuff. So I do need to limit today to just a bonus stream here. So instead of just playing some Fallout Shelter, we're going to go ahead and do a bonus stream. Like I said, we're going to play a bonus game. We're going to play some City Skylines. Now, I've not played it in a long time. I bought the game a very long time ago when it first came out. And then they've, of course, massively updated it since then. So I want to see what's new. I love simulation games like that. I love SimCity and those kind of games. I love doing that thing. So let's go check it out. Let's go see what's new. So big thanks to Dark Angel, who's already in the chat, and everybody already chilling out. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out in the stream as well. I appreciate everybody coming into these bonus streams. Now, of course, this is the best time to get those Kiss Caps, earn all that kind of stuff. May 23rd, today, bro. Today's your last chance. Now, for some reason, the link was messed up. The shirt link was messed up. I think I fixed it. I don't know how it got messed up. But again, there's your last chance right there to get that Overburdened with Kids Caps t-shirt. And then it's going to be gone. Going to be gone. If I see you at TwitchCon with it on, I will give you a Kismet loot drop. Whole bunch of random goodies, real life swag from me. So make sure to try to snatch it up before they're gone. I'm going to get me a couple today, too. Get me a couple. All right, let's go to it. So let's go ahead and switch over to some City Skylines. Bam! There we go. Getting it done. Getting it going on. My voice is very low when I haven't had much sleep. All right, let's dive in. Let's play some City Skylines. We're going to go ahead and do a new game. Now, I have not played this game in a while, so I'm going to just look through some of the stuff again here. Let me make sure that my sound is on. It is on. Awesome. I don't know if it makes any noise right here when it does this, because I can't hear the game sounds. We'll find out. We'll find out in a minute. So let's see. Sandy Beach, Lagoon Shore, Diamond Coast. Oh, I love this moment where you have to choose your deal. So you want more flat space? Do you want more wide open space? Foggy Hills seems like a good newbie start. You can also do some scenarios there. You can sort by theme or buildable area. Like here, apparently, is more natural resources in there. Farming resources, ore resources, forestry resources, and this is oil resource. Now, you guys know I like to do oil refineries, though they're not very good for your city, actually, in the long run. But let's see if we can find one that just has an insane amount of oil on it. Which one is it? Sandy Beach, Diamond Coast. None of them have like a massive amount of oil. But the one that looks pretty balanced there, that starts right there, is Foggy Hills. Look at it, even tells you it's got left-hand traffic. I think that's kind of cool. Now, the great thing about City Skylines that I liked about it before is the fact that it had more surface area to build your city. Instead of being crammed in that small little thing that SimCity does, City Skylines is huge. It is absolutely massive. So let's dive in. Let's do it. Let's start. Oh, I heard it click, so my game sounds are working. Awesome. There goes that little birdie. Go, little birdie. Go do it. Do the thing. Get going. We want to play some games. We want to play some games. So I have played this before. Again, I did buy this a long time ago. Now, again, no spoilers. You don't need to give me any tips or anything like that. I do like to discover stuff along the way. If I do ask for some tips, I will let you know. All right? If I specifically ask. Now, let's go ahead and start by building some roads. Now, again, I'm a long-time player of SimCities and that kind of stuff. And again, I've played this before a long time ago, but I haven't played it recently. Now, right now, it looks like my time is going, so I'm going to actually pause my time there. There's no reason to let your time run while you're just reading stuff. And I'm going to read some stuff off to you, even though I've read this stuff a long time ago before, but let's do it. Let's start by building some roads and zoning the areas next to them. Buildings will spawn on the zoned areas, and you will unlock new city services and buildings as your city grows. For help, click on the question mark button. It will provide you with information regarding the menu and view you have open. So again, there's no Fallout Shelter today because I've only got a limit of a couple hours today. But of course, very much like Sim City, you've got all your peeps out here going along in your giant cloverleaf here. And of course, we need to connect some roads. So right here, we're just going to kind of do the tutorial. Let me zoom way in. Now, I've got my settings turned all the way up. Now, my previous machine could not handle it. But let's go ahead and look at my settings here. So you can see when my graphics are turned all the way to maximum, very high, very far. As you can turn it all the way up, depth of field, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff, looking good. Looking good. And there we go. So to move around, of course, you go ahead and just tap on the edge. You can go ahead and use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out. And, of course, we've got to start a road. Very much like any and every Sim City game ever made. Roads needs to be built in provided zones for buildings and city services. Larger roads allow faster travel and greater amounts of traffic. Roads with decoration produce less noise pollution. Let's see. Use page up, page down to build elevated roads or tunnels. That's super cool. Draw a road over water to build a bridge. To change the road type, try upgrading the tool. Choose the road type and click the existing road. Click on one-way road with secondary mouse button to change its direction. Use upgrade tool to fix destroyed roads. All right, so it's telling us a whole bunch of stuff. Now, right here, of course, you can see the different styles of roads. Straight roads, curved roads, kind of S roads, or roads with other stuff that kind of cross over them, or you can lift those roads and make them three-dimensional. That's one of the things I really remember about this game, is taking roads and making them three-dimensional. Now, we're just going to be fooling around today, getting things going. Yay, Kismet Stream, says Chewy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, Chewy, my awesome mod. Chewy says, Kismet, first time playing. No, it's amazing how I answer your questions before you ask it. Of course, you should know that by now, Chewy. You should know that by now. There we go. That is why they call me Kismet, by the way. They call me Kismet because I typically answer people's questions before I even notice that they had asked them. All right, so we're going to just do something very simple, of course. We're just going to go ahead and do some straight roads. But look at this. You can go like this. You can go ahead and change the road types and angles of the road, which I think is super cool, by doing different combinations and whatnot. Super, super cool. Super, super cool. Now, again, we can do page up and page down, which I think is just nothing short of genius. That is super cool. Like so. And, of course, if I want to, I can go ahead and make curved roads and whatnot. But we're just going to make some straight roads today. Straight roads. Now, the great thing about this particular thing, about this particular one here, oh, try to get that again. The great thing about this particular one is you just go ahead and click once to get it started and click again to get it going. Now, notice here I can make curved roads. See, I can make curved roads like so. Now, this is the road in, and there's, of course, the road out over here. So I'm going to right-click to deselect that other road. And then I'm going to go ahead and left-click and pull this road all the way out kind of where the other road is, and then left-click again to put it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that tutorial. Now, of course, you don't want your road where they can't go and go the other way, right? So we're going to go ahead and connect these two roads. So literally they can come in my city, and then they can go right back out again. Now, of course, usually you want to create crossroads and all that other stuff. Now, me, I like to create easy roads. Now, again, if your thing kind of gets stuck on there, this is the thing I remember about this. Is if it gets stuck on there, just right-click to kind of get out of that mode. Hold down the middle mouse button and move up and down. So if I hold down the middle mouse button, go ahead and first put a road, middle mouse button, up and down. So tilt the camera. Yeah, I already kind of figured that out. I can just zoom in and out with the thing. And if I hold down the middle mouse button, it goes up and down too. So I like to build side roads like this right at the very ends, because you don't want to have it right. You don't want to have it right up against where the people come in. If that happens, what's happens is you're going to have lots of cross traffic right here while people are trying to come in and out of the city, which is usually not a good thing. Not a good thing because it's going to create a ton of traffic. Ton of traffic. So there we go. There we go. Thanks for hanging out and giving out that bonus. Thanks for modding today, Dark Angel. Appreciate it. To get the most out of buildings and roads, you have a look at the special tools available. Try using different tools to create curved roads or upgrading existing roads to a different kind. Now again, this road right here, of course, straight roads, which is the one, actually, I think it's behind me. Uh-oh. It's behind me. It's right over here, this side. This side. Right here. Right there. Right there. But also behind me here on the other side, this way, is this tool, the curve tool, right there. I can touch the tool. Woo, touch the tool. Touch. Curve road tool. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, of course, we can just have some fun with some curved roads. Now, it works very much like a kind of protractor or kind of a 3-point curve. So you click the second point there, and then now you've got a curve. Now, this is very much like a lot of tools in 3D design as well. They use that kind of stuff. Now, also look at my guidelines there telling me exactly kind of where that middle point is, like that. And then again, we can go kind of midway, which is what we did here, which is about right, well, let's say right about there. And then we can kind of create a perfect circle if we want, or just kind of an oval that will allow them to try to go there. Now, it's not a perfect circle. It's kind of more round and round. You can place building and roads and so forth. Now, this is what I really like about this game, is the fact that you can do rounded roads. Rounded roads make it cool, basically. Make it cool. Now, you can also look at your angle, because there is an angle there. If you can't see it, I'll go ahead and zoom way in. Maybe you can see it there. There we go. There's an angle right in the middle there that tells you what the angle that you're doing. That's really hard to see. It says 47% right here. So if you wanted to make it a perfect angle, right, 90 degrees, or if you wanted it to be a perfect 45, you could go ahead and dial that in. Boom. Like so. And zoom back out again. You could dial in a perfect 45. Boom. Like so. And then again on this side, you could go ahead, put in that angle, like so, and then try to 45 that last angle, if you can. But I like to kind of not do perfect circles, but we'll just go ahead and just do kind of a perfect rounded edge. Now, I don't like to do perfect rounded edges like that. I like things to be kind of unusual. I don't like straight lines in my cities. I like to do unusual stuff like that. It just makes it look cooler. It's just more fun to build, I think. So get out there and try different things. Don't just try straight roads. Straight roads is pretty easy, but if you're just learning the game, go for straight roads. Go for it. Now, behind there it says to unlock services for your citizens, grow the population to reach milestones. Click on the milestone button to see what you can unlock. So we can go ahead and click on the milestone button right over here. Bam. Now, of course, Little Hamlet is the name of my place right now. And, of course, we got to reach a population of 900. Tons of achievements to unlock there. But as you see, garbage, healthcare, education, loans, taxes, all that kind of same stuff as you would get in SimCity. All right. So there we go. And then we can go ahead and move on to our other city. The company panel lets you handle taxes and see how much you make, which is way over here. Bam. There's our thing. Now, the interesting thing about this is you get a lot of this stuff very early on, which you have to actually unlock various buildings for SimCity Online to do that. You got your budget and whatnot. I'm not going to read all that, but basically that's your budget, running your city. You can get way down into the nitty-gritty of your expenses and costs. I like this income panel down here. It makes it much easier to understand. Let's see. Chewy's asking, you playing campaign or with every time unlocked? I'm playing random new game. That's what I'm playing right now, Chewy. Random new game, bro. Random new game. Just playing a little bit here, couple hours today. Couple hours. Okay, so let's get to the zoning. Of course, we did the roads. So you've got various roads. So the first one is roads. Second one is, of course, zoning. Now, very much like it. Now, look how you got your grids here, right? Shows you your grids of your various zoning. Now, me, I like to put, housing kind of away from all of my other stuff. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to drag across all that. Simply, you can just click, and it actually does all of the zoning just like instantaneously. Isn't that cool? You don't have to drag and do all of that serious silliness. You can do that. Now, again, I'm going to put all my kind of residential down here at the end. And then go ahead and put some commercial along the outside here just for funsies. Just for funsies. Again, this is not a serious city right now. I just feel like experimenting around with the game. And the best thing to do in any game, even if you're going to win or lose, is just to experiment around with what you like and what you're trying to create, right? So I'll create something like this with the industrial here in the center with the commercial in the outside. Now down the middle here, what do I want to do? Probably a bit of commercial there, and of course right there. Now again, this is going to create kind of a bottleneck with a whole bunch of people coming in, so you don't necessarily want to have a lot of stuff right there. Now you also need several other turnarounds here, not just this one, or it's going to get very, very congested. So again, we'll just go ahead and create some switchbacks like this. Put those across here. Space is already occupied. Let's try this. Oh, there we go. I had to right click to get out of there. Really? It's already occupied by that other material. You got to take that out. That's right. That's right. Well, let's just go like this then. Let's see if we can just create another little circle. Create a couple little clover leaves. Just for funsies. Just for funsies. Again, nothing serious. There we go. Again, this is my favorite part of this game, is these beautiful curves that you can do. Just genius. That's just genius. Now, I wish every game had that. Now, I was just playing some 7 Days to Die last night. Imagine if you could make blocks that were rounded like that. You could make castles and all sorts of stuff. It's basically an arc tool. I love that kind of style where you can really just stylize. I mean, I've only been playing for about 2 minutes. I've already stylized my entire city just like that. Just like that. So again, I really like that kind of thing. So again, let's go ahead and put some more residential. Now, I have it turned off right now, so nothing really going on. I have the speed stopped. But we need some more residential space like so. Currently, let's see, I've got 56,000 left. Let's go ahead and turn our city on to the kind of first mode. And we'll watch as people start to come in to our city here. And start doing their thing. Now, right now, they need a lot of residential, so the most likely they're going to come in and go to residential way down here. And eventually, they will come on in. Come on down. Now, we've got other services, of course. We're going to need some electricity. And let's see what we've got here. Of course, we're going to start with a coal power plant somewhere here. I'm just going to stick it off to the side here. Let me go ahead and create a little side road. Just for funsies, and we're going to go ahead and do a nice straight road. Let's go ahead and do a straight road way off over here, like so. Again, it doesn't have to follow the exact, shape of everything. Again, that's why I like it. I like it where it doesn't have to follow the shape. All right, there's some power there, and let's go ahead and work a bit on water. Now, of course, we want to start with our water tower out here. Now, we don't want to put it by our coal thing, or it's going to have trouble. It's going to have trouble. We don't want it to, of course, get contaminated, very much like SimCity. So we're going to go ahead and just put that off to the side here. And again, we're not doing anything serious, so we're just going to kind of just play around with just random placements. Boom. There we go. There we go. And now we're starting off. We're good to go. Coltor hanging out. What's up? Also, Dodge Meat hanging out. Coltor again saying, hello, Mr. Kismet. Hello, welcome. Playing a bit of City Skylines today. Tuesday is our random fun day. And yes, I'm awake, even though I stayed up way too late playing 7 Days to Die. Super fun game. Ah, so addicting. Especially addicting when you're hanging out with your team. I love playing with my entire team because everybody's off doing their stuff. We're all working together toward a common goal. Makes it super, super fun. Build roads and zone them next to... Build roads, zone them to them. That's a bad sentence. Build roads, zone them to allow citizens to move in. Grow the city to unlock more services. For help, click the question mark. Yes, I will, when I get it. All right, here comes my peeps. They're coming in. They're getting their little houses. Look at that. Look at that. Going on. Going on. So all these people need some power. I need the power. Right over here. So we got our power going on. Now, of course, the first thing I have to try to remember is figuring out how I can see the power. Now, don't tell me. No spoilers, please. in the chat. I do consider that to be spoilers. I want to see if I can remember. Now, there is my bulldozer. Oh, I like the noise that it makes. I like the noise it makes. So let's go to power. And let's go ahead and look around, see what we can find. Look around, see what we can find. Now, let's go ahead and hit the question mark on electricity. Power plants produce electricity for all your modern city needs. Electricity will move from building to building over short distances, but to transfer electricity over greater distances, you'll need to build power lines, like the old school SimCity. When placing power lines, you need to reach the electricity around the buildings as light blue areas. Connect these areas with power lines to move electricity between them. Power plants produce ground and or noise pollution. When placing power plants, the circular area around it tells you how far the pollution spreads. So in this case, what we want to do is basically do one of two things, right? We want to go ahead and put in some power lines, which are this thing right here, right? So I can run some power lines from there to the rest of my city, right? If I wanted to. Or the easier option, which is what option I always go for, is simply just add some industrial there, and hopefully that builds up in between there, and it should run power to all of this. Now, in the very beginning, of course, there's nothing there, because I need the power to actually build it up. But we'll give it a second here. There we go. There we go. A little bit of that, but we're going to go ahead and just speed it up just to have some fun, run some power lines from there as well. So we're going to go ahead and run it from here. And we'll just run it right across. Actually, let's run it from the outside here. Run it from the outside. There we go. Run it around the back of it here if we can. It's going to let me. Space already occupied. Let's try it this way. Nope. Nope. Again, don't tell me. I like to try stuff. There we go. I like to learn stuff just like you guys did. It's part of the fun. Part of the fun. All right, I'm going to run it right here to the back of this area right here. Boom. All right, now what's going to happen is this is all going to be good to go. And it's going to go ahead and run power to this stuff right here. And let's go ahead and get out of there. Eventually, it's going to run power to this stuff right here. It'll run it to the rest of the things, like right here. This particular one, not enough water. And then again, same kind of thing. We're going to need to run some piping from our dealio here. This is very old school SimCity. I'm just going to run it right through the middle of the city like so. There we go. Now all those areas right there should be getting some of that water. And again, let's go ahead and find our other tower. Let's go ahead and run it between our towers so we create kind of a network of water. Now I like to connect all that stuff together, and there we go. The water's starting to flow. And then you kind of run it here again. The big kind of aura area is going to be what area it is kind of doing, which is kind of very iffy, I think, anyway. But there we go. And again, I'll just run the piping randomly there. So it kind of covers the entire city. We need a little bit more in this direction. Now, of course, if you were being very, very efficient, you would not overlap your piping. You would not overlap your piping. You would use it very grid-wise or that kind of stuff. But don't be boring. Do some fun stuff. Do some fun stuff. Now, also, we've got some sewage going on. So we've got to go ahead and take care of our sewage action, which is in here somewhere as well. So I have to look for that. I would imagine it'd be in our water line. But let's go ahead and get out of there. Oh, it's nighttime. Look at my cool nighttime city. Awesome. Awesome. Now, sewage is backing up. And again, you kind of basic stuff. Power, or make roads, put all your stuff down, put down your power, put down your water, and then it's time for sewage. Now, I don't remember how to do sewage, and don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's all part of fun. All part of the fun. All part of the fun. All right. And let's see. Sewage under here, maybe? Right there. Not enough dollar bills. Getting down to about 14,000. Now, I hope I didn't run out. I didn't run out for sewage. Water drain pipe. The drain pipe pumps out wastewater. There we go. It is in there. Okay. Run out wastewater. Now, you got to watch out where you're running your wastewater, but I would imagine you'd want it down here by the water. Duh. And run it in there. Now, of course, look at the direction in which it's going, right? So I obviously... Now, look how big the city is. Look at this. I can build all of that. All of that. Look at how ginormous that is compared to the city. Now, I would want my wastewater to go at the very edge here and then run out of the city right there away from my city, right? That's what I would want to do. So let's go ahead and run some piping here. And then kind of run that wastewater out of there. And we'll go ahead and let that run a little bit. See how that goes as well. Now we're down to about 7,000. So let's see if we're making any cashola. Of course we're not. As always, very early in the city, you're not going to be making very much. But right now, we can see our income is 622. And we spent a lot of cash along the way. But we're going to eventually make some money. Eventually. There we go. And let's go ahead and turn it up a little bit, get our city going on. Let's zoom in and take a look at it. What is going on in there? Now look how nice this is. Look at this. Cooper Street, Hancock Street. You can call this other stuff, by the way. Very cool that you can go in and call this Kismet Way. There we go. Boom. Look, I got a street named after me. The Exit Road. I like to have a little fun with my games. There we go. There's the Exit Road and Kismet Way coming in. And again, you can rename your city if you want. You can do all that kind of fun stuff once it reaches certain population and so forth. Right now, we've reached a population of 440. Congratulations. Achievement unlocked, people. Now we're going for reach a population of about 900. And again, look at it. We've got a truck coming in like so. Again, I haven't played this game in a while, but I got the basic ideas within the first few minutes there. Now, also, we're going to need, of course, some city services for garbage. And, of course, I'm down to about minus 530 here. And, again, garbage, we don't want garbage to be close to our main peeps. So let's go ahead and extend this road out. And let's have some fun. Let's actually make a little curved road. Make it where it comes out and curves back into like a big, giant semicircle and curves back like that. That's a thing of beauty. That's a thing of beauty there, just to be able to not have to build everything on a giant straight road. It bores me to death, giant straight roads, because I can win the game every time. I just build giant straight roads and make everything on a grid, and it makes it super easy, but it's super dull when it comes to it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my trash thing way out here. Now I don't care if it pollutes way out here, because I got nobody out here. Nobody out here bothering me. All right, and then we're also going to need some city services in here as well. Now, notice how in here, very much like SimCity Online, when you touch this to a road, notice it turns green. So it's going to be, okay, this is going to help that entire area, right? So if I go ahead and put it, say, somewhere over here, I'm going to try to get all of this and all of that. I can try to put it in the middle, which if I made my roads wider, I could have put all my city services right down the middle, which is a great way to do, by the way. Great way to do that. And I want to see if I'm getting all of my city here. Looks like a giant kind of arrow pointing that way. Giant kind of fun arrow there. All right. And I'm going to say right there. That seems to be good to me. Look at that. I made all my peeps happy. They're all happy now. They got a whole bunch of city services. And of course, I'm still minus 46 here. 546. How are we looking over here? We got any loans? Currently, no loans. Taxes, how are we looking? Now, in the beginning, I crank up my taxes. Always kind of crank them up to about 12%. You got to watch out in City Skylines. It's not as forgiving, I find, anyway. At least I remember that from last time. About messing with your taxes. Messing with your taxes. So right up here also, we've got high density and we've got the low density, which is what I'm doing right now. Currently, we're bringing in about 1,000 from residential, about 227 here from low income, from low commercial, and about 500 here from industrial as well. So I'm going to crank that up a bit just so I can try to catch up on my cash. Look at my income now, $1,790. My expenses right here were a whole lot, about 1,000 from all of that. So right now you can see it's about 1,500. It's about 2,000, 2,200. About 2,200, and I'm only making 1,900, which is not good. Not good. And again, my thing's backing up again. My thing's backing up again. Let's go ahead and see why. Why is that backing up? Why is that backing up? Let's go ahead and hit the question mark here. Connect the water pumps and drains with water pipes. Draw the water pipe system under your city. to provide buildings with water and sewer system. Note that the water pumps and drains need electricity to work. Water tanks store excess water, supply the city automatically when demand exceeds production. Make sure your pumps are located a safe distance away from any drain pipes to prevent people from using contaminated water. During the winter, heating is required. Upgrade pipes carry heat to buildings. All right. Again, I ran that pipe way out here, and it needs power. That's my kind of problem here. So I'm going to go ahead again, just try to run some power straight out here. Run some power straight out here. So I'm just going to grab it right out the back here. Now, again, we're just kind of willy-nilly playing some stuff. I'm not going to be doing any tips or anything like that. Now, I'm going to run it right here to this edge. Show you a little thing here. I'm going to run right there to that edge. Now, notice you don't have to actually run it right up against the thing, right? You can just run it right to the edge of that particular thing, and now it should have power. If I'm remembering correctly. Let's look at it. There we go. Looking good. Operating normally. So you don't have to actually make it run all the way up to the object, just to the edge of that particular object. Now, of course, we'll let that run, and we'll see how our sewage is doing now. Again, water treatment availability at maximum. Sewage treatment is maximum water consumption. Sewage, 1,584 per week. And, of course, draining capacity is 120, which is good because we only need 16. We can do 120, so plenty capacity. So that's the first thing I look at, by the way, is do I need to add another one, or am I good with the one I've got? Playing any with the DLCs? No, not really. Just playing some basics today. Just getting back into the game. I have not played it since it came out, so just playing some fun here. Now look at the weather. Pretty cool. Pretty cool weather. Again, just playing some basics, just getting back into it. Now, we're going to go ahead and, of course, we've got a coal power plant going. Coal stored for 11 weeks. Now, we're probably going to need some coal. Now, one of the things both in SimCity and here in City Skylines is it gives you coal to start, but you might need some in the thing. Now, over here it says this kind of tweet things that shows up all the time. This thing drives me insane. Select chirper look. Let's select that look, I guess. This thing drives me insane. It is kind of annoying to happen the whole entire time. So I'm going to see if I can turn that thing off if I remember. Auto open chirper messages. There we go. I find that incredibly annoying. So I just totally like ignore that thing. Stop it. Stop it. All right. And of course up here we got info views. Now this is your thing like you have in SimCity. So if I want to see the water, there's my water. If I want to see electricity, looks like everyone's got some electricity. Again, the kind of blue area there shows the electricity. Now, it will go short distances. So really, I can go in theory, I can go in and bulldoze. Like that. And it looks like all my power grid is connected together because it's basically built up. And we'll see what happens here in a minute. And again, more things. People's happiness based on color, like the green is the happier people. These people here are look a little less. Oh, I just took out that guy's house. My bad. My bad, bro. And there we go. So again, health of everybody looking pretty good so far. Average is 66%. Again, these are the things that really make this type of game. Wind. Going to show me the wind direction. Doesn't show me right now. I forget how to see the wind direction in here. I like to see wind direction, radiation direction, that kind of stuff. Pollution is a great one. There's my pollution. My industrial is polluting over here. I want it to be way away from my residential over here, and so forth. Noise pollution. The whole city causes that, especially the middle part here where all the roads are. So, of course, you want to build people away from your noise pollution as well. Outside connections, which is kind of interesting. Things that run to the outside. Right here, this is goods. Over here, we've got basically some agricultural. Very genius about this. I remember this from last time. It actually tells you what each of those things do, which I think is pretty cool. Look at it. Here goes the blue one right there, which is doing ore right now. Sending ore to somewhere else. Now, again, we want to go ahead and think about, okay, how can we do some mining and that kind of stuff? But I haven't unlocked that yet. Have not unlocked that ability. So let's keep going. Let's go ahead and keep building out our city. Now, me, I like to just like, later, bro, you're going to get your house bulldozed. Sorry about that, brother, but you gotta move. But you gotta move. Same thing here. Later, Rinsky. Now, see, the problem is that thing is occupied right there because I've got that water tower there. So let me go ahead and just move that water tower over. Now I'm making 532 per month, by the way. Making that. Not enough bucks. Not enough bucks. We're down to, can't move the water tower. So let's do that. And let's throw some residential down. While we're at it, now, of course, I'll doze through that residential at some point. But I can also, let me go ahead and just move the road over a little bit. I'll just do something completely crazy here. Let's go. Let's make a little weird rounded road. Let's do this. And then, actually, let's go further. Let's go way to the end like this. Kind of wild. So let's just do a double straight road. And then we'll do a rounded road here at the end. Since that stuff is building up right now. So, as you can see, we can go ahead and create a kind of 90-degree curve. And then 90-degree curve. That was kind of less than, a little more than 90 degrees. Because you can see that kind of bow out there. But you get the idea. You can make rounded roads at the end. Making it easy. All right, so tons of people moving in there. Again, residential is probably the thing you want to build the most of in the very beginning because there's a lot of taxes at the very beginning. It's going to bring my value and my money up. Again, I burn my money. If I'm at a positive in any sim game, I will just start burning money like crazy. Because to make money, you got to burn some money. Gonna turn that off, and there we go. Nice and straight. Nice and straight and boring. All right. Same thing over here. Sorry, bro. You're moving out. You're moving out. Moving on out. And again, I like the fact that you can just click the grids like so. And very quickly, boom. You've got a nice little area. Again, you want to have your residential way away from the rest of your stuff. And again, right now we need a bunch of residential and a little bit of commercial. Now, this is a great place for commercial, by the way, in this kind of between where you work and where you live. You want to have a bit of commercial in between there. This way they don't have to go very far for that commercial. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the quality of this stuff. Look at that. Very nice. Looks like that guy's got like a Lamborghini or something. Nice. Nice. Let's go ahead and turn that off so we can see a little bit. Shirley Street there. People walking along. We go ahead and click on those people. Uneducated adult. Resides in the healthier residence. Ready to wear that stuff. Driving to somewhere. Let's see where she's going. Driving to work. Let's see. Where does she work? I could try to get the thing, but it's hard to get it while she's moving. Comes to a stop. There we go. Parked it on the side of the road. Look how the actual car parks on the side of the road. And then she's going down that way. And off to work she goes. Off to work she goes. Kind of feel like I'm stalking her now. Feel like I'm stalking. There we go. I finally got it. You go ahead and click that thing and we'll actually follow her. Let's see. Sitting on the bus. Waiting to go to work, maybe. Waiting to go to work. Alright, again, so you can follow people around. You can see what they're all up to. Go ahead and click on stuff here. What's their routes, junctions. You can adjust roads. It is really crazy. Really crazy how detailed you can get. Alright, have fun, Emma. Have funsies. Alright. And, of course, again, you can see your city from different angles. You can zoom in and see stuff like so. Very, very cool. Very, very cool stuff. And, of course, we need some water way out here. We need to adjust our pipes like so. And, of course, as these cities fill out, like you can see here, as they fill out, it will also let you do it. Again, it can be very boring and create very straight pipes, which is the most efficient thing to do, but still boring. Still boring. Now, one of the things I like to do is, of course, put it right down the middle of roads. If you put it right down the middle of roads, you kind of follow along with everything there. There we go. Now they've got that going on. They also, you can see here, we've got our electricity now growing in a grid as they add. Like if they add way out here, they're not going to have electricity for a little bit until they kick in. And I think this is probably my favorite view right here. So you can see how the electricity flows from one house to another, to another, to another. And I like to kind of chain stuff in that way. So we can also do the same thing if you wanted to chain stuff. There we go, 900 population. Woo! Wow, almost already going to 1,400 there. So there we go. Again, at every part, you unlock different things. Policies, loans, specialization, police departments, so on and so forth. You get new features, new services, industrial stuff, policies, firehouses, police stations, all that kind of cool stuff. Same thing down here, medical clinic, elementary school, landfill. So we also want to get some education for our peeps. We want them to be nice and smart. So let's go ahead and do some education. Now again, education very much like the clinic. You can go ahead and just roll over it, and it will turn green when it's do education. Now, of course, I want my education to be close to where my residential is. So I will probably put it right here in between the residential. And somebody will have to move. I'm going to go ahead and put it like right there. Bam. Right there. Now, perfectly fits between those two roads. And now we have got that going on. Got some unique buildings. Oh, look at all these cool buildings. Theaters, sports arenas, hypermarkets, all that kind of stuff. Very, very cool. All right, again, let's go ahead and put in some healthcare, which we already did. We're going to go ahead and put in a fire department, again, to stop the fires. Now, in the beginning, I like to put my services, like fire and that kind of stuff, of course, as far in the middle as possible. So I can still reach that outside edge. And I'm looking way up there at the top, by the way, that outer edge of where that reaches. Of course, the less kind of crossroads you have, the more difficult it is, let's say right there. All right, there we go. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and do some police. And let's go ahead and put the police in the central road. Right there. Oh, not enough money. Not enough cashola. How much cashola do I need? About 12,000. All right. Now, here's what you do when you run out of cash. You just go, boom, you speed up your city. Like that. Speed up your city, let it run. Uh-oh. Need a fire. Here comes the fire department. Get it, guys. Well, I'm glad I added the fire department just in time there. Added it just in time. Now, the fire department in this game actually does its job. It actually does its job in this game, unlike in SimCity Online, where basically they just come over there and the house already burned down by the time they get there, and then they just kind of hose it down a little bit, and then you got to get rid of the rubble, which kind of sucks. You need more money to build this. I know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So right here, we're making about 665 per round. Right now, our money is going up. And we'll just let our city run for a little bit. Now, of course, this is going to upgrade right here. Look at this. And watch that upgrade a bit. Uh-oh. Another fire back here. Another fire going on. Ambulance going by there. Busy, busy city. Super fun. Hey, Jazz Sands. What's up, buddy? What's up? Thanks for hanging out in the chat. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Chewy autocorrects to cheesy. There you go. So again, we're just playing some random game today. Again, I haven't played City Skylines in a while, but I love this type of game. Now, this is the type of game that you can literally spend an entire day doing and not realize it. You can play it, you know, you feel like you played it about 5 minutes, but you ended up playing it for like an entire day, and you're like, wow. There's a bad guy right here, so I do need to get my police department going eventually once I have the cash. Once I have the cash. Now, I have it kind of cranked up right now on my policies. We can go ahead and deal with that in a second. I have it kind of cranked up here at 12% at the very beginning. I have about 4K income, which, of course, is covering my expenses, which is about 3,000. There we go. Now it's going up as people move in. I've now got about 1,500. And once I get that police department in there, even more people are going to move in as well. Got some people robbing some peeps. So you want to try to get those open district to add and remove districts. Now we need a whole bunch of residential and a little bit of commercial. That's what these little things are right down here at the bottom. Those are like the demand of that particular thing. So right now it needs a whole bunch of residential. So normally I would build a massive amount of residential, but you got to watch out. The more residential you build, of course, the more services you need for your residential. You need more fire, you need more all of that stuff. All of that stuff. A building has leveled up. Oh, has it now? Has it now? Awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. Now, I've got a whole bunch of crime going on right now. I'm getting very, very close. Let's see. I'm at, I need 12,000. I'm at 11,991. There we go. We can go ahead and put that down, try to keep some thing going. Again, I like to put it in the very central area of where you see most of the crime. I don't see any crime going on out there. But I want it so that they can access the whole entire thing. Now, normally I would put it down the middle. I might start this game over again and widen that middle road and put my services there. But I'll go ahead and just put it, say, right here. That'll give me access to everything. There we go. Pretty much access to all of that. And let's watch some people get arrested. Let's watch some people get arrested. Let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And then turn this on over here. Just so we can see some peeps getting arrested. All right, where's Johnny Law? There he is right there. Purple one. Couple cops running around. Getting those bad guys. Oh, yeah. Going to jail, peeps. Going to jail. Criminals in holding cell right now. 0 of 20. Boom. Police cars in use. 9 of 10. I love this. I love this kind of black and white and colored mode, where you can see what's going on with your city much easier. I think this is their kind of leap forward on the SimCity idea. Look at that. There we go. We got people upgrading. Here we go. Another house upgrading. I like to watch the game just in this mode. Just in this kind of mode, because you can really see it a bit more than when you're out of the mode. Let me go ahead and go out of the mode. Like this. You can see a bit more of the inner workings of what's going on in your city in this kind of mode. Now let's see. Do we get anybody else in there? Now we got 5 people in there. 5 people in there. Now again, we're going to probably end up doing different things. We can relocate the building, which I think is genius. Open the budget panel. I actually forgot you could relocate. I forgot you can relocate. Hold on. Let's go down here to the inn and check that relocate. Let's go ahead and see if I can grab this building. Relocate that building. Say over here. Ah, I can. How cool is that? Oh, that is super cool. I'd totally forgotten about that till just this moment. And again, that's why, no spoilers, don't let me know anything about the game or anything like that when I'm first kind of getting back into it or playing it for the first time. I like to discover stuff just like you got to along the way. I don't need to know everything. I don't need to be the expert on every single game. That is no fun. It's no fun to just know everything about the game. I do not go read everything on it and all that stuff. It is not, I don't consider that to be too fun. Now here we go. We can specialize a bit in various stuff as well. I'm trying to unlock various things along the way here. Go ahead and check on garbage here. Look at this kind of cool incineration plant. What I need to do, get 7,500. Your citizens are feeling sick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Build more healthcare service to help. Okay, that means that my healthcare service that I put down is overwhelmed. So again, I will try to put it... let's see. I got one there. Let's try to put one way over here. I need 10,000. Again, not enough cash. Not enough cash. Just gonna... Oh, wait. I'm going into a negative. Watch out. Watch out when you go into a negative. That's how you fail the game right there. Hold on. Let's pause. Let's pause. So I went into a negative. How did I go into a negative? Well, some of my city services are costing me too much. Too much right now. So my total is 3,666. My income is 3,300. So I'm already at a negative by about 300. So how can I fix that? Well, of course, I'm going to need more peeps to come in. I can add more residential if I want. Go ahead and add it right here. I'm going to add a massive amount, just kind of along this outside edge, like so. And then same thing over here. And again, we're just having some fun today. We're just having some fun. And I like how it has these connection points, too. See those rounding connection points or straight connection points, which is super fun. Now, before we run out of money, let's go ahead and throw some more residential in there and try to boost it up. Let's go ahead and throw some residential here around this edge. Like this. Try not to get it too close to the pollution, but hey, sometimes I build slums. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I build a ton of slums right next to the industrial. Look at this. How cool is that? That is super cool. How cool is that? You know, hey, I mean, that would suck to live right there next to the thing, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Now, again, if you've got some empty area that you already built and you want to save your city, build a bunch of stuff, you can always come back and bulldoze this. You're going to redo the whole entire thing. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can get some people to move into our kind of water edge slums here and try to get our cash back up again. And well, let's watch what happens when we lose. We lose our money, when we run out of bank balance. Now, it's very easy to do in this game if you go too fast. If you get too much into a negative, you're going to be in trouble. Now, my actual costs here, my weekly income is dropping right here. See, there we go. It's 480 now, 470, 465, but I am in a hole by about 300. It is going down. It is going down over time, and I will recover eventually. Now, again, also, we got some piping. This game also allows you to go into negative if you want to, but eventually they'll say, "Hey, you suck," and so forth. Again, we don't have enough cash to do that. We're trying to fix our cash. Now, another thing you could do, of course, is go into those individual things, like in this case, maybe some healthcare. And I find when you put too much healthcare, that's when you start having trouble. There's a police station there. Now, what we can do is open the budget panel here for the police station, and you can go ahead and just do the budget, and you can go ahead and bring that particular service down to try to save yourself some money long enough to recover it. You can do that as well. If you're lacking funds, I can also take a loan against that, say to build more residential and whatnot, or build more city services to keep that going. Right now, we got a whole bunch of people that are sick, but as you can see, I'm going to recover here because, again, I utilized all this outer edge. And eventually I will recover. You got to think of cities in long terms, not just in like 2 seconds of, okay, boom, there's my whole entire city. I like to take my time on it and just let it kind of build itself up organically and just kind of extend it as I go. Now, again, this is very inefficient, making round roads and making it like this. Of course, you could make perfect grids, and then it would be much more efficient. So again, we're getting there. We're about to go back up positive here. Again, run out of money. We're down minus about 1,500, and so on. Now, I can't build anything else, so I have to actually rely on people to show up, stuff to upgrade, and so forth. Again, if I wanted to go in and just kind of help myself out and go into budget, say kind of pull down this a little bit here, which is going to bring that down, and then go bring the police down a little bit. Let's see. Number of vehicles available. This here, number of vehicles available on the budget. So again, we can turn the budget down a little bit on those services. Let's turn this back up again. Turn those. Yeah, we'll turn that all the way up. Let's turn this down. Again, to try to get to a positive. There we are. Now we're to a positive. There we go. Now, see, once you get to a positive, and then you can go ahead and help out with those services, you can go ahead and recover there as well. Now we're going to go ahead and start a whole new city. Let's go ahead and quit. There we go. To main menu. We're going to go ahead and start a new city. Now, that was just playing around there, just goofing off with kind of a starter city. And again, we'll go ahead and start at Foggy Hills here. We'll start a new one. Like so. All right. Now, this time I will think more of my city services in my kind of central area of my city. All right. So when I start my city, I want to think, okay, where do I want to put my city services so it can affect everything that I'm doing? So I'm going to go ahead and just go a little bit faster here. I hope you guys don't mind. And I'm going to go ahead and make that go straight to the right and straight to the left. Now, what I do is I create kind of a rounded or a square grid if you want to do kind of a grid city. Now, here in the center, eventually you want to have these particular things. So I'm going to go ahead and offset the main road here, like so, on this side, and then on this side. Again, I've not played this game in a while, but I do understand the fundamentals of how to do a city. I've been playing SimCity since it came out. The original SimCity, that's right. The very first one. So again, we kind of offset it here. Now look how this one's a 4 grid on this side and a 4 grid on this side. So this one over here on the left is actually a little bit too far. It's a little bit too far, so we'll go ahead and take that out, like so. And we'll go ahead and go back to the road, try to make it match up to the other side here if we can. It's going to let us get right there where that one was. And we'll go ahead and get out of there. There we go. Nope, not going to let us go there. Nope, not going to let us hit that corner for some reason. 1, 2, 3. What is this? 1, 2. Huh. Huh. Here and then here. Yeah, don't let me go along that road. I think it's snapping there. I think that's the problem. Go here, where I snapped it before. Take that road out. Take that road out. Rebuild that road. There we go. And turn that off. Nope. Not let me building a similar road to this. Again, this is 4 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be right about there. There we go. Okay. Right about there. Does take a little of fuddling with it. There we go. All right. Now we built kind of a 4 on that side and a 4 on this side. Again, I'm looking at the grid that's there, right? 4 on that side, 4 on this side. Now, if we wanted to be even more kind of perfect in the center, we need to look at how big our actual objects are. How big are your city services, right? Obviously, they're not that kind of skinny column I had before. And again, I'm just going to kind of fool around with some roads here. Fool around with some roads. Go ahead and pull that out of there again. And let's go ahead and try it a little bit closer here. Let's see how close we can get to the road. Can't get that close because there's an edge there. So again, that looks like about as close as we can get with that kind of 4 edge there. All right, so also what we can do is just do a single offset, meaning that I single offset it on this side, like so, which is going to give me 4. And then just go ahead and run this straight, which is basically going to give me an overlap on both sides. So now I've got 2 on this side and 4 on that side. Again, I can go ahead and try to cut the road in a little bit and then try to do this, but that's going to give me an overlap of 3 and 3. So it is very difficult to try to get that to line up, as you can see. Again, just go in, fool around with the game. This is what I love to do with games, is just try to see what is possible, right? And let's go ahead and take these out, like so. And again, there we go. Now let's do something a little bit more fun. Let's go ahead and start straight road coming in, and then on the way out we're going to go ahead do more of a curved road. All right, so we're going to go here and then try to go out by a little bit. Come on, there we go. And then try to create a curved road. Now of course it's gonna act a little funny here. Of course you want to get your proper angle. And try to line it up so that eventually the road will try to line up perfectly to the side of it there. I don't like that road. That's a little too much. A little too much. Again, just in the very beginning, I like to experiment with stuff. I like to experiment. I can restart the city at any time. I like to experiment with the road. Actually, let's do a straight road here first. All right, straight road. I'm going to go just straight out like this. Bam. 90 degrees. Again, look at what you're trying to do is look at that grid. And again, we'll connect that. Okay, how can we go in and then do a nice straight road? Get that zoning out of my face, please. And then we're going to try to line it up with that road. So something like this. Looks pretty good, but we're going to go over just a little bit more. Nope. Right here. Nope. One more over. There we go. There we go. Now it's perfectly lining up again against that other grid, like so. There we go. So now we've got a 4 and 4 difference in between there, and that's fairly perfect. Fairly perfect there across there. Now, of course, it has a little bit of an offset. See the offset between this grid and that grid. Of course, you'd have to work on that and try to get that perfect. But again, there we go. Now, what I really want these two to be exactly together. So I'm going to go ahead and just go about this far, right? So we got that exactly together. And then we'll go ahead and see if we can try to get in between here. It's going to let us. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and dozer that road. Dozer that road. And we're going to go ahead again. Try to create a kind of connection there. Now, It's a little bit too far. A little bit too far. Now we're going to also come from this direction. Like so. There we go. Perfect road, right? And right-click that. What we're trying to do is get the perfect overlap. There we go. The perfect overlap of road. Like this. Now, it's not going to connect back there because it's too close to that kind of entrance area. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and create a little bit of a bootleg. A little bit of a bootleg. Again, now why am I doing that? Why am I doing that kind of perfect bootleg there? The reason why I'm doing that is because what's going to happen is I'm going to put the city services down the middle. And then, of course, it's going to affect a wider range. So it's going to be kind of a central hub and do that. Now, do I want it right here in the entrance? Usually not. Usually you want it to be kind of more out here in the middle. So it's kind of in the center, and then it works its way out. You can also put it on the outside edges eventually. But I like to have my stuff pretty much in the center like that. Pretty much in the center, just to start. So this is going to be kind of one zone over here, kind of the entry zone. Now, way out here on the sides, of course, I'm going to have all of my services. So I'm going to go ahead and just run that way out like this. And again, you can build boring straight stuff. We're going to do a little bit of that. A little bit of that boring straight stuff today. And, of course, you've got kind of a rounded area here. Let's go ahead and just go right to there. That's good enough. All right. Oh, and my thing stopped. Yes, it is. Okay. And we've got that going on. So all my industrial, of course, will be up against there. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and actually run my waste pipe right to there. And, of course, my power I want to be out here. And I organically want my power to kind of work its way across. Or I can run electric lines if I want to. But in my case, I'm going to go ahead and start with some power. So I'm going to put it way out here. Try to get it way away from the zone, of course. I don't want it to actually touch I don't want it to touch this water down here if I can help it. And then, of course, we'll go ahead and put our water line in. We're going to go ahead and put that way up here in the corner. So if you notice, I'm putting my services in first this time as putting in, instead of putting in all my other stuff. So let's go ahead and put it, say, put it right over here. First, I'm going to put industrial on there. Let's put it over here on this inside for now. Now, I'll replace, of course, these later on. Actually, I could put them way out here. Put them way out here for now. There we go. Let's put them out there, just for funsies. For funsies, all right. And then, of course, we can go in and start our various zones. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put a massive amount of industrial on this outside edge, because everybody, of course, that's where they'll work. Now, again, it's not very good to do that because, of course, you're going to have an issue of people coming in and out, and this is going to be very, very busy right there. But such is the way it goes. You can do whatever you want. It's your city. It's your game. You do whatever you want. Don't let nobody tell you what you can do. All right, and we're going to put a bunch of industrial there. I'm going to leave this open for my city services. And, of course, we're going to go ahead and get started with our massive amount of residential. Let's go ahead and make this a bit longer here. And then we're going to go ahead again. Nice straight 90-degree deal here. And, of course, we'll want to kind of have a middle access road. Right here. Like so. Again, just very, very straight line stuff. I don't want to go too high up in the hill. And same thing here. Build all your kind of middle roads. And there we go. And more industrial, of course. Boom, boom, boom. Like so. Not trying to do anything real fancy right now. And then, of course, here, industrial and whatnot as well. Now, I can go through also and D-zone an area if I want. I can D-zone that entire area. But I'm going to go ahead and just put residential there for now. It should be fine. Should be fine. I'm going to put residential right up against that industrial, which is never a good idea, but there we go. Well, it is if you want. It is if you want. Now, I've got that in there. Of course, I've got some water going. We've got to go ahead and run our pipes. Now, I'm not even going to start the city until I get this going. Now, see, the two of those are connected together. I'll go ahead also and just kind of cover this stuff like this. And then, again, run it right down the middle of the roads. And kind of run it that way. Again, very, very efficient to do it this way, but not very sexy. Not very sexy. Sexy, sexy. And again, boop-de-doot-doo. Let's just go ahead and run this straight down the middle here. Get ourselves a kind of a cross pipe here going on. What are we at? 17,000. So also, you got to look at your cash from time to time. Make sure that you've got enough to sustain whatever you're doing. Cross pipe there. And then right here down the middle here, we're going to need to try to cover that as well. There we go. All right, looking good. Now we've got pretty much our city planned out already. So instead of doing it after you're running, you're doing it before you're running. Again, this is going to be kind of very wasteful here. I like to put it right up against the edge, like so. And of course, we're going to need power and all that kind of stuff to run all of this. So we're going to go ahead and create another little sub-road here that runs right out to here, like so. And we're going to go ahead and put more industrial in there as well. And again, as the industrial fills in, it will also power that. And let's see. Electricity there. It's just outside the electricity zone. So let's go ahead and just to help it along, I'm going to go ahead and run a little bit of a power. Like so. There we go. Alright, actually I think I need to move that. Need to move that. Get out of there. Just gonna dozer it. Just gonna dozer it if I can. Won't let me select. Oh, I gotta select. Huh. Select the top of it. Select the top of it. It's weird. Won't let me select those power lines. Well. There we go. And again, guess I can't move power lines. Just gonna doze it. There we go. Again, I'm trying to connect the stuff actually in the power line, in the actual thing, so it'll run the power like so. All right, let's go. Let's do it. It's time to get started. Again, ran some power line over there for the sewage. We, of course, have got water and all that stuff. So we're going to go over here and watch people do their thing. Do their thing. Right now I need a ton of residential. We got some people moving in. Way out here. Here we go. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Moving in. Yes, you're so annoying with your little tweety tweet bird. Tweety tweet bird. Hey, Kismet, how you going? You enjoying cities? Yeah, I like this game. It's very cool. Kismet, how new are you to this? I've played this before when it first came out a long time ago. Now, I'm not new to sim games in any way at all. I've played sim games a massive amount. I know a lot of people want to come into my stream and say, Kismet, this is what you need to do, and you need to do that, and you need to pick that other thing, and you need to do this, and you need to put that thing down, and this is how you do that, and this is how you do the other thing. And I do appreciate that greatly. But again, like you guys got to go and build your city and learn along the way, I like to do the same. And I consider that spoilers if you say, oh, Kismet, you got to do this, or Kismet, do that, or also kind of backseat gaming as well. It's okay. I will learn along the way, just like you guys do as well. Very, very fun. So again, we'll go ahead and let that city run. Now I'm going to go ahead and crank it up a little bit because we only have so much time. So we're going to crank that up, let our city build up organically. Now, as our city builds, of course, we're very far away from the power over here. And let's go ahead and look at our power grid. And I like to be in this mode all the time, by the way. I like to be in this mode when I'm watching my city. See, we've got some power there going to our sewage. Our sewage looking good. We've got some water here, but we've got no power to that water. But as you can see, look at the grid starting to expand. As they start to expand, they will eventually work their way all the way to the power, and I don't have to run any power at all if they make it there. Now, sometimes they don't make it there. That's the tough part. That's the tough part. They do not actually make it to the power, and you have to run power yourself. And of course, you want to speed it up a little bit so you're not losing so much cash. You could go ahead, grab it from over here, and just simply run it like so. And let's go ahead and just run it in there like that. There we go. And now what's going to happen is everybody here suddenly is going to have a ton of power. Now, we don't have enough pipes right now. It looks like for the sewage, even though the sewage is right here. We got to connect that pipe to the sewage. Probably be helpful. There we go. That's going to be super useful. There we go. Now we've got a thing running the sewage out. Again, you can go ahead and get out of that mode. Click on the particular thing. Is it working? Yes, it's operating normally now. And then it's going to go ahead and pull that sewage out as it goes. And again, let's go in. Let's look at power. And there we go. So we've got power going to our city now. Little hamlet. All right, I got 440 peeps. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Again, I'm losing money right now. I'm losing cashola. Roads now have names. Click on the names to open up the information panel. Yes, they do. They do have names. And again, as we expand here, as our city starts to grow down these kind of central areas, eventually I won't need these kind of cross power. But if you want to get your city started fairly well, you can do that. Now also, we have a problem with our sewage not running. Again, let's speed it up a little bit. It says that it's not pulling our sewage, even though it should be. Let's see this. Oh, I put the wrong thing there. This is actually a water pumping station. That's my fault. That's my fault. My bad. That's a water pumping station as opposed to anything else. So it's actually producing water. My bad. There we go. We'll go ahead and extend that on and get that going. Now it's right by where the power is, but we still need to run a little bit of power to it. That was my bad. I totally wasn't watching. Totally wasn't watching. That is actually a water pumping station. So it's actually pumping the water out of the river to the rest of the thing, which is eventually what I would add. But in the beginning, I like to add water towers like the old school SimCity. There we go. Now our sewage is running. So we're looking good. And now we're at a positive. We're at a positive again here in the city. So we are kind of going up. Look at our industrials filling in now. We're getting 1,000 here from there. Now, if you want to keep your city going, of course, when you start to have a bunch of city services is when you start it really costs you a lot of cash. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go in here and go ahead and create another kind of road, kind of a side road here. See if I can get it right to there. And actually, we'll go this way. Kind of like a little dog road there, a little dog leg. And then let's go ahead, create a bunch more kind of things here. A little residential and that kind of dog leg. And then same thing over here. We'll go ahead and create a grid this way. It's kind of a constant balance between adding residential and adding everything else. Now, right now, there's not that much of a residential need, but I know that eventually they're going to want some residential in there. Again, your roads don't need to be straight, though. Don't be too boring. Don't be too boring with your city. All right, green coming in. Again, these guys over here probably want themselves some fun to do. Again, I just got to go in there and just say 81% there. Some fun to do, so we'll go ahead and put in some commercial there. There we go. We're at 900 now, going for 1,400. Now, 1,400 is when things start to get troublesome. Now, of course, we're going to need to collect our garbage. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, again, put my garbage way away from where my primary city is. Let's go ahead and put it over on this side. Put it on this side. Again, if stuff's in my way, I just bulldoze right through it. But we'll go ahead and put it way over here. Make a little side road. Go ahead and get some garbage going on. Again, we're just going to miss our city over there. That worked out pretty well. Like so. Again, we got to watch out because it's going to contaminate. If we do that, it's going to contaminate our water coming in. Totally possible. Totally possible to get that contaminated by that. We're going to go ahead and put the garbage in. Now we're going to go ahead and start putting in our health services. Now, when we put it in the center here, notice how it affects a wider area. It does the whole area, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that kind of here. Or I can put it down on this side. Now we've got basically the bulk of that residential getting that going on. Same thing with our fire services right here and our police department, which we don't have enough cash for yet, but we'll get that eventually. So I like to put it in the center and kind of spoke wheel out from there. Now, of course, if you're having trouble getting from one place to another, of course, you need to add some kind of crossroads. Crossroads allow your city services to get from one place to another much easier, like so. Just like in real life. Boom. And there we go. Bunch of crossroads. Now, of course, you want to send it out right from your city services. So as you add your city services, you can see now it has they're all extended even further. See how they're extended even further because of those crossroads. Again, same thing here. Create ourselves some just fun crossroads. Create ourselves some circle roads if we want. You know, just get a little fancy smancy. Go ahead and create ourselves a nice little 90 kind of rounded circle road there just for funsies. Kind of looks like a baseball diamond to me. And again, go in, make sure you zone in all of that stuff. Like so. And then all the stuff in here, more residential. Right in there. And then again, right here, I want this for my city services. 4,000 right now. And eventually, of course, we want to put some education down. And we can put it in the middle here, but it's basically you need more money. I need 10,000. And I can actually, it'd be accessible by both sides of the city at the same time. Very, very useful. Very, very useful. If he puts over by the abouts, it's too close to the other thing he hears. Coltor. Coltors. All right. And again, we'll go ahead and let it run. Again, I know you guys are going, Kismet, you should do this, and Kismet, you should do that, and this other thing. It's okay. It's okay. Just let me play as you got to play from the very beginning. Let me go ahead and build a kind of cross pipe here. Like so. And then over here. Try to get that down the middle of the road. And a nice cross pipe over there to get those guys some water. These guys over here some water. And etc. There we go. There we go. And again, this is, this takes time for you to make money over time. I got pretty good city services going right now. I do need to get my police department going on. And of course, my population is going up and up and up. Plenty of water services there. Power services looking good. Again, look how I eventually made my way all the way over here. Once I make my way all the way over there, I can go ahead and take out these additional lines that I don't need. I can grab hold of them. There we go. Right down the middle of my various zones here. Try not to destroy my actual roads, which there it was, which I was going to say I know I'm going to do at some point. Because this part's a little tricky. Get rid of this without accidentally getting rid of your roads. There we go. There we go. Thanks so much for the host, NJax. Appreciate it. Of course, we're playing just some random game today. We're playing some City Skylines. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. There we go. No longer need that to run through there. Let me go ahead and fix my road as well. Oh, I've got it on the circle roads. There we go. Put my road back. And there we go. Now we're up to 1,400. Working on 2,000. And we're going to keep on going. Like so. Let's go ahead and fill in the rest of this residential. And there we go. So we got a ton of demand for commercial. Now, commercial down the middle here is pretty awesome. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and put in a police station. Again, look at how well that it fills out. Because it's in the center of the city. So it fills out the whole entire city. It also has access on both sides of the road. So I go ahead and access all of that. There we go. There my police cars are off and running. Now, another thing I'm going to need, of course, is education. Where should I put my education? Well, let's go ahead and try to build it here in the center when we get about another, more space here. So again, usually try to put it in the center of the city so it kind of radiates outwards. But in this case, let's go ahead and do it where it's kind of, we got a school on this side, right, which covers this side of the town, right there. And then we'll build a school on this side. Oh, we need some more cash. Let it run for a bit. Right now, I'm making 2,000. Now, notice the difference in how much I'm making now. I'm making 2,000 plus caps. 2,000 plus cash. That's because I've built it more square. Square, of course, being much more efficient. That's why they do that in real life. Much more efficient for your utilities, much more efficient for your services and whatnot, but very dull in the long run. Got to speed that up a little bit here so we can get our cash. Let our city run. Let's go ahead and just take a look. Oh no, police station is on fire. But luckily, I've got the fire department right next to the police station. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Now again, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and create a crossroad here. Make it a little bit easier to get from one side to another. There we go. Now all of our services here can cross the road if they're down here and going wherever. They can do that. At 12,000 now, let's go ahead and start another education. Now again, I like to put educations kind of in various districts where I have lots of residential. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here in the corner. It's going to go ahead and cover all that residential there. And we're looking good. And then we've got a bit of cash, about 4,000. So let's go ahead and do some more fun gritty grids. Let's go ahead and go kind of one out here and run that all the way around the back. Oh, a little too close. Close enough. Close enough. Now again, I'm going to create another grid of residential. I'm going to put that very long, like so. There we go. Wow, filling in very, very quickly. Even though it doesn't say it has a high demand for residential, usually it does. Usually it always does. It usually always has a lot of residential, despite it not showing you a massive amount. Now, again, let's go ahead and look at our city services. Look at that. See, we've got an overlap there of the city services. So around the corners, we're fine. Now, of course, if they had better access to it, I'd go ahead and run it right through the middle. Now our city services connect to all of it, right? Because basically your access roads, your kind of sub-roads, make it easier for your city services to get to various places. All right, so I'll create some sub-roads there, wait for that to fill in, and just try to put in some more services for them, etc. Now, if I was really smart, what I would do is I would run this out a bit wider. See, and just try to perfectly line up that edge so it's so efficient that in the future when I expand, and I like to cross-connect my stuff. In the future when I expand, I also have all of that out there. So I'm getting the most for my cashola. Now, of course, they don't have any power yet until we extend it on. Let's see how our power is doing up here. Their consumption is 36. Our production is 40. So we're getting in trouble for power. We need about 19,000. We're at 6,000 right now. So we need to be careful. We need to be careful because we're going to not have enough power. And there we go. There's our modify the terrain has finally come up. Cool. Cool. And that's another cool thing about this. You can make mountains and hills, and you can also see elevations. That's what this is. These kind of elevation lines, which is super cool. So you can go ahead and build your, like my house, I would build it right up here at the top. I build at the top of the thing. Hey, Daniel, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back in a bit. All right. I thought I'd drop a quick host and head out to the bank and Walmart. All right. Take it easy, NJax. Thank you so much for the host. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a nice run to the store. It's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting run to the store. I'm not a big fan of going to the store myself. Again, we're doing pretty well. We're about 1,700 per round. We've got our city running. It's stable. Very stable city. Looking good. Looking good for now. And again, got our police department in there. We've got our fire department, which has access to basically bulk of the buildings, and of course our thing. And there's a lot of various strategies in these kind of sim games along that way. Now, if we want to make our people a little bit happier, we could go ahead and make some parks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of build another crossroad here, right to the middle of these guys' house. Sorry, bro, but there you go. The crossroad. Oh. Did I build it? No, this way. There we go. Doesn't work one way, try a different way. And here we go. So we go ahead and build a little bit of park here. I'm going to put it right here in the corner. And it just brings up the happiness of everybody. Of course, that does cost you more money, going to bring your income down initially, but it's actually going to bring your income up eventually as well. Because people are going to be chilling out at your park. They're going to be like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever, bro. Thank you so much for making myself have a nice, beautiful park there in the corner. And again, I would usually do that kind of on one side and the other side. There we go. There's our power problem starting to kick in. Starting to kick in. I'm going to put another power station right here when I can. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. Already we're at 2,400. And we'll go ahead and put another power station right there. Now, of course, eventually you'll want to do wind turbines and that kind of stuff, which we just added as well. So we can go ahead and do a lot of wind stuff, which I'll eventually do. We also have some other stuff here. We have to have a larger thing. Now, we've got to watch out, though. We've got to watch out because what's going to happen on our power plant, which is right here. Right now, we've got it stored for 17 weeks. Right here, 9 weeks. So when you look, do rename districts. Thank you for letting me know. Advisor help, turn that off. Again, now we're up to 35,625. Looking good. Looking good. And let's see, we'll keep on going. Now we've got the ability to do transport as well. All right. Ability to do transport as well, so we can go ahead and build ourselves a nice bus depot that's going to reduce congestion. Again, we got the park there. Where do we want to build it? Now, we can try to build it here in the center, but we don't have enough room. We could probably get rid of this water tower now. We have that other thing going. How's our water looking right now? Let's look. Let's see. Water availability. We got absolute ton. 80, nearly 70,000. We can do 120,000. Let me go ahead and see if I dozer this. Let me go ahead and dozer this. Let's see what happens. Yes. Move that pipe temporarily. And there we go. How much does it go down? Still looking good. Still 70,000 pumping through there because I have an actual water pumping station running. And I can take that out. And let's go ahead and just build kind of a bus station here. It's going to cost us about 30,000, which is going to be a whole lot. But I'm going to see some buses coming in and out of there. And of course, we can go ahead and put where the bus line goes. And we go ahead and run the bus line over here. Again, it's all part of the fun, just kind of fooling around. Let's say the bus line goes right there. So the bus line kind of comes from there, runs all the way around. Now I can also add another one here, so it creates kind of like a circle, right? So it goes around this way, and also it goes this way. So my buses are kind of transporting people around. Very, very cool idea, I think, bus lines. Again, there we go, over there. And then I'll go ahead and extend my bus lines out even more. Let's say way out here. And we'll add a stop. And we'll add a stop. We don't want it overlapping too much. Let's actually go around this way first. Let's go around this way. So we can just try to get it going this way. There we go. Right there, we add a stop there. And then we'll go ahead and add a stop back over there. And then we will complete line. There we go. Now we've also added so it goes like that. So we've got our buses kind of going around, picking up our citizens. You can get a lot into this. Very, very much into this, as you can see. As you can see, again, we'll go ahead and start a new line here. Say, let's start way over here. Let's say way at the very end, just for fun. Again, of course, the more efficiently you set up your lines, of course, the better this is going to be in the long run. But I'm going to go ahead and run it all the way from over there to over here. There we go. So we added a new stop so they can run from the bus. From there, it'll run around. It'll do all sorts of stuff. You'll see a whole bunch of buses start to appear everywhere. Like so. And then, of course, we can go ahead and continue to do those bus lines. And let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start over here. Create a new line from there all the way. And so it stops on the street right there. Again, we'll go ahead and create kind of a circular stuff here. And same thing here. So it kind of goes around like that. Add a stop. Try to get it to go around. And etc. Now, I don't like to have it cross lines like that. But we'll get it going. There we go. Get the whole outer side going. Alright. There we go. Again, depending on which direction you want your stops to go, is how it's going to do it. There's some negative stuff going on somewhere. I like to go straight down the road. Add a stop down there. And then try to get it to come around here. Come on there. There we go. Try to get around there and then kind of come back around the thing again. Like so. Add another stop. This way people can get on the bus, right? We want people, of course, get on the bus. We'll go ahead and just kind of fool around here with the rest of it. Add a random stop here. There we go. And there we go. Oh, and we didn't get this last one over here. Add a stop right there. Again, so it basically that's going to reduce your traffic in here eventually. But you can add various stops. You can stop the line. You can start a new line. Like so. Come on. But I could add more buses. So on and so forth. I like to experiment with stuff, see where stuff goes when you start messing with stuff. Try out different things. Again, I know a bunch of you are like, Kismet, you shouldn't do it like that. You should do it like this and like the other thing and this thing and the other thing. Part of the fun is just experimenting. Just experiment around and see how it goes. Now let's see what's going on in my city right now. It's just telling me a whole bunch of stuff. What a great city. I would think I'm dreaming if I didn't know otherwise. Oh, well, thank you. Police offer small storage spaces with secure doors. Exclamation for rent. Call 911 for more information. Don't call 911. Don't ever do that. Unless you absolutely need to. Unless you absolutely need to. And again, there's like 8 million of these messages. Those messages drive me crazy. Drive me crazy. Again, let's go ahead and look at our power. We're looking good on our power right now, producing 80 megawatts. Even though it should be 120 by now. And let's see how much cash we have. About 16,000. Go ahead and turn it up a little bit. Let the city kind of fill itself in. Our power's looking good. How's our water looking? Water's looking good. Everybody's got water. Oops, except for right here. Except for right here. Go ahead and run that right down the street here. Like so. Now they've got some water there. Looking good. And how is our waste looking? Looking good. Line not finished. You have public transport that has not been connected as a loop. Forbids from working. Oh, I forgot to put my loop in. My bad. My bad. There we go. Right click it. Right click it. Let's see. Cemetery needed. Oh, some people need to croak. Some people need to croak. Again, I like to put these kind of services way out here. Away from the rest of my city. There we go. Makes them happy. There we go. Now, when people croak, they're getting old. They'll croak like right there. And then they'll end up in there. Which is kind of funny. Again. There we go. How are we looking on education? Looking good. How's our people looking? Right now, 329 is eligible. And we've got 600 capacity, so we got plenty of capacity. Again, still making money. Still making money. Still in the positive while you're running your city, which is what you want to happen. Now, of course, if you want to, if you know everything's going to work out fine, you can borrow a ton of money, throw it down, do your city even faster. But I like mine to organically build up over time. Let's look at our health services. Right now, we have 4 deceased, 23 buried. We can bury 3,000. Crematorium available. We don't have any that right now. That's health. We can also check out our health of our peeps right now. Let's see. Let's see. So right now we've got an ambulance going there. Again, I love this. I love this kind of hyper-colored mode. Hyper-colored mode is fun. How you feeling today? Feeling good. I played way too much 7 Days to Die last night. I am exhausted. But I said I was going to stream, and I stream anyway. Playing some City Skylines. Now, we're just kind of fooling around. I'm talking about the mechanics. I don't talk about the specifics usually of sim games. More of the mechanics of how sim games work, which is what you really need to know. And then once you understand the mechanics of how they work, then you can build your city however you want. You don't have to build straight grids and boring stuff like this. Eventually, I will go, after I build up the city and I build enough cash, I will go ahead and start building more fancy stuff for my peeps, especially along the water edge. I like to build lots of nice water edge kind of residential. But right here, this is kind of very efficient because all of my kind of services are right here in the center, and they can reach pretty much the bulk of this, right? And of course, as I extend outwards, you can see here that some of these have a bit of problem getting fire services. Police services, perfect, no problem there. Maybe over here, a little bit of problem, but that's okay. If we want to extend our police services, we add a little crossroad, see how that goes, and then we check, again, our police services, a little bit too far. So right about at a certain grid, you want to do it. Now, the reason why I put it in the center is get an idea of how wide that particular thing is. That particular thing. Oh, I got an abandoned building. Let me go ahead and find that abandoned building. Let's do it. What else we got here? Firehouse. Firehouse, what we got selected. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that off. Try to find that abandoned building. Again, we go in here. Right here, toggle underground bulldozing. So I can actually toggle underground, but then also I can see very, very easily there. That is, that's a kind of a building that might need to be bulldozed. There we go, some abandoned buildings over here. Go ahead and bulldoze that one. Over here, same thing. Not sure what that looks like. Health services there. Health services. Let's see what it's asking for. Not enough educated workers. Oh, that's what it's saying. Okay. How's your building doing? Doing great. I'm earning 2,500 cash. 2,500 a month. Now, of course, when you build up an industrial city, much like you saw me do in SimCity, with like oil fields and that kind of stuff, you can make a lot more money. Like I will make, 200,000, $500,000 every kind of few days. Once you build up your city, is a lot of building up though. Again, yes, no, it's my bad. My bad on those buses. I was just showing people how buses work. I did not do them all correctly. I was fooling around. So again, you go ahead and get rid of peeps that are abandoning their houses so that they can go ahead and rebuild that city. And again, notice now that I'm really getting into the cash. We're getting into the serious cash now, into the 50,000 and so forth. We can go ahead and make some unique buildings if we have those unlocked. But we need to do certain things. We need to construct airports. Here we've got some cool statues and whatnot. And unlock those buildings as we go. And again, so we basically want to expand. Now, right now it says, hey, I need high demand for industry or of offices. I need more commercial and medium residential density. Now, I always go ahead and continue to expand my residential. Like so. Again, we're doing very, very boring grids right now. Very boring grids. Grids, and more grids. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Don't be too boring. Don't be too boring. Now, I'm going to go ahead and create some crossroads this time in the start. And they're not going to be perfectly straight, but that's okay. That's okay if they're not perfectly straight. If some of them are straight. Put some crossroads there. And that's going to kind of split up my stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is put some commercial right here around my residential. Like so. I'm about to create a huge population of peeps. And same thing here. Gritty grids. Lots and lots of beautiful grids. Now look at that. That is a perfect square. It means that's the most efficient you can get right there is to create a perfect square of stuff. Now look what happened. I ran out of power. Uh-oh, gonna need more power. But luckily, I've got lots of places to do it. Now this is gonna actually overlap a little bit of these places over here. So those people are bumming. Those people are bumming. Make sure you got enough cash when that starts to happen. That's why I start to build up my cash. Now I'm making about 2,300, 2,400. It's going up more and more and more. Again, if I want to make a little bit extra cash, I can say, oh, well, let's just kind of crank up those taxes a little bit. And then now I'm going to be making about 3,000. There we go, making about 3,000. If you can do about 1%, it's usually do it in residential. It's going to make you a ton. And again, be very efficient on our water lines. Go ahead and tap that way. There we go. Notice that our water line from before was very efficiently run so that it has kind of the maximum overlap, right? So you got that kind of circle overlap. So you're not running too many lines. Like this line's in here, that's like too many lines to run if you want to be super efficient in your city. So there we go. I am feeling good. Feeling good. Have you set your budget options, tax levels, mate, and do you have all the DLCs? I have not done any of that. And I don't know if I have the DLCs. I have no idea. I have no idea because I have not played this game in... Uh-oh, storm coming. I've not played this game in forever. I am doing what you guys got to do, and that is playing the game after a long time. And I like to kind of experiment around it. Right now, this is abandoned. Again, get rid of those abandoned buildings. Look at that. Upgrading, upgrading. Very nice. Get rid of those abandoned buildings. That's how you keep your city going. It doesn't drag down the value of that particular area. Now, what do they have in SimCity is the ability to kind of switch between more things and more things. Now, again, it really wants a lot of industrial now. And you can see I've kind of built a very grid-like city. Dull. Dull, but fun. All right. And we'll go ahead and just create kind of a pollution zone over here. And for these people over here, it's going to suck because I'm going to put a whole bunch of industrial right there next to their house. Now, I can also just kind of say, oh, wait, I'm going to create a little buffer instead in between there and actually D-zone some of this here. Like that, D-zone that, create a little bit of a buffer and put some commercial in between there. And then let the rest of that industrial fill in, like so. Again, I know a lot of people want to come in the channel and say, Kismet, you need to do this, and Kismet, you need to do that, and you need to do this other thing and click this other thing to make it work. I just like to have fun. I just like to have fun, again, right now, just having some fun building out my city. All right, there we go. And then let me go ahead and put a little bit of commercial there as well. And again, I'm about 3,000. And again, more boring straight lines. Like so. And let's just go do a cross cut here. And cross cut. Like so. A couple cross lines. And this way it's easier for your fire and your stuff to get there. Now let's go ahead and look at our fire now. Still reaches. Look at that. Our stuff's still reaching right there. The fire still reaching. Little outer edges having trouble out here. So we're going to eventually need to put fire out there. Again, police able to reach kind of the bulk of your entire city when you put it in the center. Again, I would put it more like right here, over here, so that it stretches in both directions. So basically what you want to do is see what the limits of your stuff are when you're just trying to learn the game. So in this case, the limit of this is right about there. So right about this far. So you want to make sure you have lots of crossroads so that it can access all of that very, very easily. Now let's go ahead and again just keep watching all our various stuff here. We need some water out here. Run that out there for those peeps. There we go. And over here. Again, we're going to need to do the same thing. We're going to try to be very efficient on our water pipes. We're going to run out a little bit. See if we get it up a little further out. Now normally I would delete that up. Too close. Normally I would delete that. Actually I will. I'm going to delete that. Normally I would delete that line and try to make it just so. Just so. There we go. And again, being very, very efficient with your lines. Saves you money in the long run, but again, not too exciting. There we go. And again, let's go ahead and keep extending. Keep extending that out. Now, it does help you with a whole bunch of grid lines to line this stuff up perfectly if you want to. If you want to. I'm going to extend these roads so we have access to all of that. Build another road kind of out this way. And we'll just kind of do, again, some more very dull grids. Dull grid stuff. Again, you can build it like this, but me, I like to build it long like this. I like to build it real wide, long distance. And of course, run stuff there. There's like a hill there. Oh, there's a hill there. Cool. Again, everything doesn't need to be perfectly square because it's perfectly dull when you do that. And you kind of make kind of your city a little bit rounded there. You can make perfect rounded roads if you want to, like do something cool over here on the edge. So let's go ahead and make it, let's say right here. And then we'll just go like this. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, maybe I'll make it go out a little bit and then come back. There we go. Make it a little bit uniquely different right there. And again, what you need, of course, is mixing your residential and your industrial and your commercial. So again, let's do commercial down here. Now I'm looking at it more of a larger city size here. Larger city. I'm kind of looking at the general overall large. I'm about making about 4,000 cash right now. And then, of course, down the middle here, we want to have a bit of commercial. So they have access to that. Put residential all around in here. This is going to be kind of my residential, massive residential zone. Didn't quite zone that perfect. See that gap in between there? Got to watch out for them gaps. This means you're not being very efficient, but you are having lots of fun. And then this, and then I would do, I don't know, something fun out here. Let's do industrial on the outside edge here. You shouldn't put it next to your thing here, but just to make it look pretty, we'll put it on that outside edge. There we go. And again, make sure we have enough of our services. Power, we're looking good right now. 68, we need 120. Water, sewage treatment. Looks like we're going to probably need another sewage treatment plant very, very soon. Let's go ahead and just add one in while we're at it. Let's just add another one right over here and just make these people have a sucky day. So actually, let's add one on the other side here. Let's add one over here. Again, just for funsies. Go ahead and add another pipe. And again, I have 100,000 now. I'm at 100,000 cash. So I'm doing something right, obviously, because my city has not crashed and burned yet. Now, is it super efficient? Is it the best way it can be? Absolutely not. Now, when you're building a city, again, I've played lots and lots of SimCity. I can understand this game from the very beginning. It uses the same principles. There are some things that are different about it, and it has some really kind of more advanced tools, I think, than SimCity. But one of the things that it does do incredibly well is it does give you kind of the ability to do giant cities. The ability to do giant cities. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and run that power there. Now we're doing better on our sewage treatment. There we go. Looking good. And it's just this. It's just like balance. Okay, garbage. How's our garbage looking? Looks like the city's covered right here. Landfill usage getting pretty high, 73%. How much do we need to get this? We need to get 7,500. 7,500 peeps. Now let's go ahead and look at our landfill over here. Right here. Let's see. Upkeep -60. Landfill is used to store. Garbage truck can use 14. It's 75% full. So again, we might need additional landfill. And I kind of, again, pushing all my stuff over this way. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other side and start to work over here. And we're going to go do nice straight lines. Boring. Put that in there. And then go ahead and try to do a little bit more of that landfill action way over here on this side. If it's going to let me. Slope is too steep. Ah, I can't do it on steep slope. I had forgotten that. That's okay. Somebody's going to get their business bulldozed. This guy. That guy. Now let's go ahead and try it. There we go. And again, I don't want to touch my residential too much. Like that. There we go. Alright. And it's basically just balancing all your services. That's all that a sim game does. Is balance more balance. Now I'm at 5,500 there. So balances your services constantly, right? So your health services, notice again it's radiating from the middle. Also, here's my fire department. So I'm having a bit of problem with my fire department. Now, when you get to this point when you have tons of cash, this is when the fun begins. Because this is when you can really say, guess what, bro? Guess what, bro? I am going to go ahead and dozer your entire house. Later, bro. Sorry, you got to go. Sorry, you got to move. See you next time. Have a nice life. Sorry, bro. Manifest destiny, baby. Out of my way, coming through. Look out, making a road right down the center. Right down the center of their house. Now, again, you could go ahead and destroy and undestroy and redo and all of that stuff. So like this, take out this crossroad. Like so. And again, go in. Make some nice central roads right through the middle of your stuff. Now, of course, it's going to mess up your grid a little bit and that kind of stuff. But as you can see, I'm creating a nice central area for people to live. And again, you don't necessarily have to bulldozer their houses. You can go ahead and just try to, boom, do one of those. And one of these. And again, create kind of a central line right down your city. Now, of course, you can do even more fun stuff. You can go through and you can make rounded stuff. And you can make fancy buildings and whatnot. Which is super fun. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and just dozer everybody's house here. Now, what it's also going to do is create these kind of little small grids. Notice how now I've got like 2 wide instead of all this other wide. So you got to come back, of course, and fix all of those grids so that they've got enough room for their little house. So in this case, stop that. Do this, and so on. And of course, I'll get rid of some of these cross lines because we've got kind of the central line going down the city. So this is kind of like Main Street, right? So you got Main Street going down the middle of the city here, which is going to make it much easier for all of your services. Let's fill in the rest of these ones that we took out, like so. And there we go. How's our water looking? We got lots of water, but we didn't add another pipeline. So again, come out, try to be as efficient as possible so you don't have to spend as much money. So you don't have to spend as much money on your peeps. Again, I'm going to run it. Add a little bit of overlap. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. But there we go. Now it's connected. Again, now I'm making so much money that I can just do whatever I feel like doing at this point. Again, this is the power of just using square grids. Square grids are incredibly efficient. Like so. Now look how my now health is extended all the way to the end because I've added that main road, right? I added that main road down the middle, and now my health is extended. Look at my fire is now fairly extended down the middle of that main road, right? And it's also extended way out onto the sides, though I'm going to need to kind of do the same thing down here. Again, you want to see how far it extends. Let's keep going on that road. Let's keep going. I'm going to make the road really long because I have lots of cash, so I can do that. And then same thing over here. Again, I find learning concepts is more important than learning specifics of that particular game. Now you can play any game. Now you can play any games. Look at the concepts here. We've got lots of residential. We've got more residential, of course, than industrial, than commercial. We've put kind of spotted commercial around in various areas so that all the people can get to the various stores or wherever they want to go. We're kind of watching our balancing over here, though I do find that to be mostly useless. Even when residential is all the way down, usually people will move in. So there we go. There we go. How are you, buddy? Says Canadian Greek. I am doing awesome. I am doing awesome. And again, I do appreciate everybody coming in. I know some of you are like, Kismet, you should do this, and you should do that, and this other thing over there with the other thing, because that is the best way of doing it, and all of that stuff. But again, just like you got to do, I like to have time to go in and learn the game as well. So you don't need to give me any tips or hints or any of that kind of stuff. If I ask for them, then you can go ahead and give them to me, like, where is that tool? There we go. Right here, hit 5,000. Got some new stuff. Got some new stuff. Again, I'm a long-time sim player, and I'm just talking about the concepts of sim games and just fooling around here in Skylines, which I've not played in a very long time. Very long time. And again, this is the basic concept of your city. It's pretty big right now. Right now, I got 236 cash, making about $5,500 per month. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good there. Again, so I have a heavy balance of residential versus commercial and industrial, because people need a place to work. So that's what industrial is all about, place for them to work. What else do we need in here? What do we got? Some people are sick. Oh, no, I hate it when they're sick. Well, that's why I'm going to go ahead and add some additional services. Now, let's go ahead and see the maximum distance right here. The maximum distance of our fire is about right there. Is about there. Now, if you were smart, if you thought of it in your head, you could say, okay, the radius is about that big on your screen, right? And then if I wanted to be very, very efficient, I would flip it so that the same distance between here and over here is in the opposite direction. So basically like this. Let me go ahead and show you a bit about that by go ahead and pulling up a red arrow hype. So right here, so the distance between here, and let me go ahead and move that away from there so you can't see it. The distance between, zoom in a little bit, that'll help you guys. Move that off the side. So the distance between where this is currently at and its radius, right? Its radius that it can help the entire city. You should then, of course, flip that radius the other way to be, if you want to be super boring grid-wise. Then you go ahead and flip the radius the other way, so it's going to be about right here. Now, I've got tons of cash, so I'm going to build an entire city like this right over here just by flipping that radius over here, and then it's going to radiate around this whole rest of this area. Again, now if I should offset it because of the edge of the water here, but that's okay. So again, right to here. So if we look at it, we'll say, okay, it's about that far. I'm going to go ahead and go about right there, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. So I'm literally going to build some radius of stuff out here. That's going to help this by just kind of rolling this along this road, right? And see where it overlaps. Like so. Try Try to get that very, very efficient. So way out here is where it should be, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put it more in the center. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of city services here in the center to try to get that going. And again, I already did that. This was that's going to be crime. Now, of course, I like to put these actually within the neighborhoods, the actual education. See, I've got them actually in the neighborhoods. So let's go ahead and put some more education somewhere here in the neighborhood. Let's see, it's actually doing all of that. So again, look at how many roads it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roads. 1, 2, 3, and then I want to be 1, 2, 3 out before I do another one. Again, let's go ahead and just make long roads. Now we're going to build out the city because we have lots of cash. We're going to get crazy now. We're going to get crazy up in here. And we're going to go ahead and put this right along the edge of this kind of edge here. Like so. Because we got lots of cash. Lots of cash to build fun stuff. To build fun stuff. And again, we'll do some more boring but efficient roads here. Bring a nice crossroad. And again, all the way across. All the way across. Now, we missed that by a little bit. Again, see that gap? Watch those gaps. I would normally take that out of there. Oh, let me take my arrow out of there. I would normally take that out of there. But we're just going to leave it. Just going to leave it. And again, cross there. And a little too far again. See that with a gap? So again, right now it's telling me a bit of a bad thing. It's telling me that, hey, if you want to do it, you want to go ahead and do this to here, which is not really where I want to be. I actually want to be right back here. So I very efficiently hit that grid. Boom. Now I've got the grid on both sides, like so. Again, see if I do that, it has a gap. Back up. No gap. Now we're going to be super boring in this particular part right here because we're going to just do like so. Total bunch of cross streets. That's it. It's cross streets all the way down. There we go. All you have to do is actually just look at the radius of the circle. Now look how the in part didn't end well. Now, of course, you have the power. You got the cash money. Take it out of there. Fix it. If you don't like it, fix it. Fix your whole city. There we go. Nice and boring, but beautifully square. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and try something a bit different. What I'm going to do is go ahead and actually put all the residential down the center and then industrial on the outside. Right now it has a huge request for residential and so. And what I'm also going to do is just to try to kind of create a kind of a cross section here. I'm going to create little crossroads every other one, like so. Make it so people can get around their houses. And then I'm going to do something just fun. It also looks cool when you do it. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and put commercial every other little thing there. Then I'm going to go ahead. Now this is big. Fill that all in with residential. Like so. So they have access to that commercial. Let's go ahead and put commercial on the outside here. Along this outside edge. Go ahead and put a whole bunch of residential. Down the middle here, of course, is going to be my services. But I've got to have to get my people there. And, of course, over here, we're going to need a lot of crossroads so they can get to work. And, again, this is how you create a lot of congestion, by the way. The more crossroads you put in, the more traffic congestion you'll have later. But it's super fun. Super fun, as you can see. And we'll go ahead again. Boring, but super efficient. Now, again, we're looking at a much larger scale now. We're looking at a giant city scale, as opposed to looking at just a little blocks and little areas. We're looking at the city as a giant whole. Not a hole in the wall. And again, let's go ahead and put a nice little crossroad there. There we go. Looking good. Now, of course, people need a place to work. Again, let's go ahead and do this. Now, of course, this is also how you can cause your entire city to fail. I'm going to go ahead and run them along the edge of the water here. Like so they have a nice little place to work. Again, let's go ahead and just create a giant industrial park there in the corner. And let's go ahead and add a few more. There we go. In between, I would go ahead and just like every other one like this for now. Since we have that, we're going to go ahead and run some water. Again, watch our water, how much water we have. And now we're going to do super efficient water running. Here we go. Again, when you have more cash, you're going to be very, very efficient in the way you run your water. Actually, I'm going to run it right down the middle of the road. Like so. And let's just run it right to there. And again, then you go through. You look at what your radius of your particular thing is. And again, very, very efficient. Very, 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 very simple city design. And again, like so. And I like to connect my stuff here. I'm an old school sim player, so I like to connect my stuff like we used to in the old days. It's going to have a bit of overlap, but oh well. Exactly. Now, one of the problems down here, of course, we don't have any power. So let's go ahead and look at our power. How are we looking on power? We're going to need another power plant. Again, let's go ahead and just seriously go over here and just like make this whole place our massive industrial zone. And again, we'll go ahead and put down another power plant there. Now, we can also do an oil power plant, which is going to cost $50,000, but is going to give us 120 versus 40 megawatts. So let's go ahead and just burn some cash on that as well. Again, let's just go ahead and make a zone over here where it's just like industrial pollution over there. Now we're going. We're at 280 megawatts. We've got massive amount of power. Again, if you want to speed this along, you can go ahead and run a power line in there. Of course, we've got to get these grids to kind of expand this way. So we're going to go ahead again. Actually, I should put more. Put a whole bunch of commercial there, and tons of residential here, and residential all through here. Even though it's right up against my industrial, which I shouldn't be doing. Like that. So there we go. And again, we'll go ahead and look at our power. We'll look at our power. Okay, there we go. Now look how this kind of snuck its way in here, and then all this stuff got powered without even running a power line. Again, so you don't have to necessarily run massive power lines like we used to have to do in the old days of sim games. They will kind of organically start to expand, and as it expands, your city will expand too, and all of that power connection will expand. That's really what you want to be able to do there. So again, look at my city there from a point of view, right? Landfill usage is 58%. Right now it's got 9,000, storage was 16,000. Right here, how's our looking there? Oh yeah, look at that. Very, very decent coverage. We've got decent coverage there. Now, of course, we can add some more. Don't over add your services, or what will happen is you will not be making that much money. Right now, I'm not making that much money. I'm actually going down in money. But as it goes up, I will actually make more money than ever as this city starts to go. So let's go ahead and speed it up a bit. Let's let all those people move in, build up all the various things. Watch as they start to fill in along here as well. People out here, poor peeps are sick. Now I can add a hospital now. Gave me that ability. Again, let's check our fire. That fire's looking okay. We got lots of services down the middle. I would probably add a fire station over here to fix that. See that overlap where there's a big gap there? I would add it over here. Now, if you add it right here, you got to think it goes out in a radius, like a circle. So if you add it right there, it's not going to be as efficient if you add it kind of somewhere more in the middle of that problem area. Say like right over here, and I'm looking way over here in this corner. You add it more in the middle of that problem area. Say right about, let's say right there. And then put a crossroad in there. Put a crossroad right next to it so that it can have further access to everything else, and then it will extend its ability to do that. Same thing this way. Let's go ahead and add a nice straight access road. Let's make a crooked one just for fun. Just for funsies. All right, there we go. And now we're going to have, of course, our fire is going to have better access to this whole entire part down here. And, of course, we got a little bit of issue over here. But, again, it's a radius of that particular thing. So make sure to think of it as like a big circle. Big circle. Now, over here, of course, we got a bit of a fire problem over that way as well. And, you know, a lot of this stuff can be fixed simply, again, by adding some access roads. So that they have better access to it, or you can just add another fire department there. But as you can see right down there, if you can see those numbers, now instead of making 5,500, I am now making 6,300. And it went down to about 1,000 that I was making, but now because the city is starting to build up, I, of course, am making more and more cash. And as it starts to fill in, I will make probably about 10,000. Just that easy. Just that easy. You know what you should do? Have fun. Exactly. That's what I'm doing right now, Canadian Geek. That's what I like to do. Wow, speaking of having fun, man, our time has gone by so incredibly fast. So incredibly fast. It takes so... Again, this is the type of game that you can do this, and before you know it, like 8, 9, 10 hours... Who in the chat has started playing sim games like this, and all of a sudden you see the sun come up in the morning, right? And you were started that night before. Put a 1 in the chat if that has happened to you before. If that has happened to you before. Now, again, I love this part where you can see what's going on. Again, over time, this is going to fill in. Now, I've got a fire station here and a firehouse. I've also got the ability to do this. Now, I also want to put in some education. See how far my education is away? Now, again, look where my education is. Look how many roads there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so. And again, before I put my education in, look at that. Look at how wide or how long my education is going to be. Now, again, if I put it kind of in the middle, which I can do here, to overlap both that side over there and this side over here that I just added. Let's say right in here. Very good. Maybe a little bit this way to try to get that outside edge there. Again, but I want to be very efficient, so I should probably go to the water edge side first and work my way this way, so that everybody has access on that side as well. I'm thinking right about there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right there. Thanks so much to Lacko for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing that follow button, and becoming part of the Kismet Army. All right. Thank you so much. Now we're going to go ahead and get some more education on over here. And again, just watch how the green kind of hits there. Now I'm going to put it right here in the middle. The reason why I'm going to put it here in the middle is, again, I'm going to go ahead and extend, even though it says low demand for residential, I know better. I know better that eventually it's going to need more. And again, we're just going to start building out. We're going to start building out in this direction. We're going to build up on this hill a little bit here, and etc. And we'll go ahead and just put in a crossroad. It doesn't need to be straight. Straight is boring, but straight is very efficient. I know. The balances in life you need to do. There we go. And again, just go ahead and fill in the rest of these streets. Oh, it's going to let us. Now, once you have a kind of a grid down, you can go ahead and use your current grid to very efficiently do what you've already got there. See how it fills in perfectly once you have your roads already set up. Now, in this case, it's not doing it because I have that thing there. So I go ahead and just kind of go from this way, like this. Just make it like a cul-de-sac. So you got to drive down there, and then you got to drive back out again. No biggie. No biggie. But again, you can do a whole bunch of very dull grids. Very dull grids. And again, I'm going to leave a little bit of gap there. Maybe make a little cul-de-sac there. And of course, across here, we're going to go ahead and connect all of this like so. Maybe even put like a little dog leg in there. I don't know. Kind of just to make it a little bit more fun. Again, not efficient, but fun. There we go. I don't know. Just because that was an old country road, and now we needed to fix it up. And again, at this level, when you're making this much cash, right now I'm making about 6,000 every turn, you can just look at it as an overall giant city. Now, I made a pretty big city just the time we've been playing. And again, you want to mix and match your industrial, which I've got plenty out in the outside here. Going to need some water out there. And then, of course, you can look at it on kind of a larger scale. So right around my industrial, I'll go ahead and put some more commercial, like so. And then lots and lots of various residential here. And you come back and add other services as well down the road. Now again, this is a giant radius, and the thing I'm going to show here in this particular part is I don't need to add any more core services. If I'm getting the most efficient use out of my core services, like fire and all that kind of stuff, we're trying to get an angle there. I'm going to add a lot of that, and then on the outside edge here, this is going to be my commercial along this outside edge. And that gives access to all of the people who live in this zone right there. Actually, let me go ahead and undo that. Put my commercial on that outside edge. There we go. So it's now all the people who live in here are going to have access to that as well. Again, let's check our power. Power's looking good. We got plenty of power now. Water, we're going to have a little bit of problem with water. We can't pipe enough water in there, so we're going to go ahead. Again, that's why you want to have lots of extra cash before you get too crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and put my water thing down here above, obviously, where the sewage line is running, right? Because I don't want my water to be hit by the sewage. So again, there we go. We put that in there. Water availability in there as so. And then we'll go ahead and pump some more water into the system. Oh, come on. Just run a pipe. It's going to let me. There we go. And I'll go ahead and just connect to the pipe system here. And bam, there we go. More water. Again, oh, there we go. Big town. Now we're into small city. Look at that. Look how quickly I built a giant city. Just by understanding the concepts of how SimCity game runs. Now, of course, there's a lot of other complexity to it. You can add a whole bunch of things that make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But that gets the general idea. General idea of how cities work. Again, get the most bang for your dollar bills by trying to line it up as best you can. I'm going to run it across there because I know eventually I'm going to add more there. And same thing over here. I'm going to run it down the middle of the road. Like so. And then if I go ahead and take my other water pipe, which is not straight. That's not straight. One more over. There we go. Boom. Again, you can do the same thing with water lines as you can with roads. You can try to make it where your city is super, super efficient simply by running your pipes every other one and so on in long grids. You can make everything in very, very long grids. And then it will work very, very well. But, again, not very exciting, but very functional. How are we looking on landfill? So I just keep switching between here. Power, looking good. Water, probably need a good sewage, another sewage plant. Let's go ahead and throw one along the edge here. Right there. It's going to go ahead and tie into that line. And then hopefully that sewage treatment is going to go up. And then what else we got? Landfill usage is 83%. Can't put it there. Let's go ahead and see if we can put another one. Oh, wait. We got an incinerator. Let's do an incinerator instead. Boom. People living right here don't like that. They're like, that sucks, Kismet. That sucks. All right. Well, I've got exactly 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left, and I'm already running over by a half hour. But there you go. I built you a giant city. Now, you might be like, Kismet, you haven't played this in forever, and you haven't really understood all the mechanics of it. No, I totally haven't. That's part of the fun. It's part of the journey is to try stuff. Now, I understand the mechanics. I understand how it works, which is the more important thing to understand. You can play any sim game once you understand the mechanics. Now, all the detail of what you can do and all the kind of the more advanced stuff you can do. Now, again, I have not played this game since it came out, but I'm making $6,000 right now, and I've got $233,000 dollar bills in my pocket. In my pocket as the mayor. So I'm doing something right. I'm doing something totally right. Now, is it the ultimate efficient, best town it can be? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it is definitely on its way to getting there. To getting there. Again, we've got our schools we can see here. Our bus lines are woefully poorly done. We got to go do that. Now, of course, we can also do other stuff, too, here. Metro stations. We can do boats and planes and all sorts of fun stuff as we unlock that as our city gets bigger and bigger. But again, I understand the concepts of Sims, which is pretty fun. Again, we've got plenty of power. Our power is kind of spreading as more people are adding there. Those are these abandoned things. I love this mode. I love this mode. Now, people are sick over here, but they're being taken care of by my people. Right here, we've got a bit of a problem over here. We got a bit of a problem. Notice this whole gray zone over here. Let's go ahead and show them some love. Let's show them some love over here. Right about there. Boom. Over here, let's show all these guys some love. There you go. There you go. From your mayor to you. It's going to cost me some money to do that. But again, notice how I've got them spread out in kind of like a pyramid or triangular or star-shaped so they can have access to the whole entire city. There we go. Now, these people are going to get helped out a little bit more. Now, look at this. Healthcare availability is very, very low. Very low. So maybe we should go ahead and try something like a hospital. Now, if I was going to put a hospital down, I would put it right in the center of the entire city, like so. The reason why is because this way it'll radiate out from that center. Now, I don't have enough space right here, and it costs $65,000. And I would make it go this way. Boom, like that. Look at that. Radiates out like a big mamma jamma. There we go. And look at my healthcare availability. Much higher. And right here. Fire safety. Oh, boy. Fire hazard. Fire hazard. Now, let's go ahead and look at our particular firehouse here. And we can also move our firehouses if we want to. We can go look at our various traffic routes, junctions, and stoplights to see how our fire can get around and so forth. As well as we go ahead and focus on it. Watch our fire going back and forth. Go ahead and turn our fire thing on so we can watch where our fire trucks are. Let's see. Where are our fire trucks right now? Can't see any. Can't see any. Again, they would be purple to go along with whatever you have selected. No fire problems, apparently. No fire issues currently. All right, and then we can also build a giant fire station. Again, I would like to put it kind of in the center of my city to radiate outwards. Let's go ahead and put it, say, right here. Another 60,000. Pow! Radiating outward from the center of the city. And so forth. And let's go ahead and build a giant police station. Now we're just fooling around. Now we're just fooling around. I'm evicting people and taking over, boom, their location right there. And again, radiating out with our giant thing. Now, of course, that's going to start costing a lot more cash. But Kismet, why is your cash not going way down, even though you just added these massive services? That's because if you add them in the most efficient way, of course, the services are going to help out the whole entire city, especially if you put it right in the center, especially the larger services like what it is. Now, of course, it's going to cost me a lot more. Now, I've also got the ability to put in some high schools. Let's go ahead and add those, and I'm gonna run behind here. I'm gonna run behind at a high school. See if I can get it in there somewhere. Okay, I need more space. All right, get this road out and add my high school. Add my high school right there, and we can also add a university. Let's go ahead and take this one out over here. I don't even care what it is. I don't even look at what stuff is. I just like, sorry, bro, you're moving out. Boom, university. Oh, and I moved that. I put it too far out. Do you see that? How it's not quite on that grid? I screwed up on that. I screwed up. Let's go ahead and click on this building. Let's go ahead and move it. And I would try to move it over, but it's not going to... Oh, it's not letting me go there. That's why I didn't do it. Okay. Not letting me go there. No problem. No problem. Cancel. All right. There goes our university. Again, now, of course, that we put these major services down there. Look at that. My cash is down to about 800. About 800. So if you add too much services early on, you will get kind of crushed in your cost. But there we go. Going back up again. Because I have so many people, and now more people. Right now I've got about 9,500 peeps right down here. You can see my population over there. Running. Again, I love to just be in this mode the whole time. I love to see what's going on with my particular city. Looking good. Food, water. Landfill usage is 97%. Not good. Not good. Now I really need to build some more incinerators. How's our healthcare? Looking good. Crime, very, very low. Jail capacity, starting to fill up. How are we looking on education? Now, of course, the more education you do, of course, the less crime you have. So, of course, you want to do lots of education. Our bus routes are terrible. And we do have one park in the whole entire city right there. So, there you go. That is my city that we started. And there we go. We did that in no time. We almost got to do the whole entire thing. Now, if I basically just waited about another 10 minutes, I'm going to have about another 200,000. I could finish the whole entire city if I wanted to, and then go ahead and start working on some kind of beautifying the city and making it more high ritzy areas. So I'm making more income, make more kind of areas where I can have more industrial, where it's a lot stronger. Now, what I used to do back in the day when SimCity first came out, I had this dedicated machine, and all it was for this, for just letting it run and doing its thing. So I'm going to let this city run. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see if I can get $1 million by not touching anything else. By not touching anything else and just letting the city run. Because now it is very efficiently, well, fairly efficiently running, but of course I need a landfill here. I need some more incinerators too. let's go ahead and throw it way out here in this outer edge. Bam. Get those incinerators going. There we go. More incinerators. Let's get one over here. Another 30,000. We gotta wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. Now, you don't really want to put these by your residential because it pisses them off, but oh well, too bad. Too bad. And again, our landfills have filled up and I don't have enough cash. But I'm making about 4,000 right there again. We're just going to let that run. Let it run. All right, everybody, that's it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and just run out of here because I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late picking up my kids because I've spent too much time with you guys. Man, in my city, everybody is sick all the time. Well, again, very efficiently set that up. Again, if you did like this stream, make sure to show that love. Go over to my YouTube channel and my Twitter channel and hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you did miss any part of this, you want to see the entire playthrough of how I started my city and how I got it built up and all that stuff, I will eventually put that up on my YouTube channel as well. The entire thing in 1080 HD so you guys can watch it. So thanks again for watching my stream here, Kismet Ring of Destiny. My name is Kismet, and I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Now, normally I do the host, but literally I have 5 minutes. I have to run to my car and go get my kids, or I'm going to be incredibly in trouble. So we're going to do a host another time. Thanks to my mods. Thanks to all the awesome people who hang out on my stream every single time, no matter what I'm playing. And of course, watch next week. We might do some more City Skylines. We might do some other stuff. Always be watching for these bonus streams. These are content on top of my other content. I will be back tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, being totally more addicted to 7 Days to Die. We're going to be playing it all night long with my team as well. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Bye, everybody.